pressured me.
Alright, we are live.
We are live. Is this my mic then?
Yes.
Ooh,
Did you get yours right in front of you?
I see it.
Is this a
They
good mic
probably
test
can
for
hear
me?
anyway.
That actually looks like
I'm
it's
not that far from it. We're like the
about the
same
right
level practically.
You're gonna need to hold that one. It's a sensitive one. Or not so sensitive one, so.
Oh, that's you.
No, it's not.
No, I'm looking at that bottom bar to see
Hello.
how far it jumps up. And I
That
think
one
that's mine.
should be.
So
That one's this one right here.
so when I'm talking, it's right there hitting the little.
You're the third bar.
Yeah, I can see
Like
it.
the sixth.
Yeah, is this is about where I'm going to be holding this and trying to talk about
That's
this
that. You'll
range.
be fine. Yeah.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
Creed's trying not to participate.
Oh,
Try
not to
participate. They're fucking moving, bro. I can see them moving from here. I'm good.
You're not good. You're going to be all background noise.
Oh, I won't.
Yeah, you will be.
With that microphone, yeah, you will be.
Yeah, you'll be super background noise.
Put it up on the arm stand now. Still ain't got to do no work. There you go.
Just put it in your lap, man.
Just aim it at your face like a cock.
Hell no.
Got all that space right beside you. Put it right here.
Put it in your couch right
That should be perfect.
beside you.
There it is.
Right there.
There it
Aimed
is.
at your face. You know how to talk in a mic, yo.
Like a baby.
That's gonna give it feedback. I guess you ain't got no monitors. You ain't got
Nah.
Exactly.
Just these.
Fuck his feedback on a live podcast.
All right, are we ready to start the episode?
Yeah, let's go ahead and start.
Let's do it.
Got quite the crew today.
The following
Journey into comics.
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 Network.
Production.
Who's ready for Huggies?
It's Dave.
That's right. Gotta get a rolling person. Get some new shit on.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm your host, Dick. This is Podcastrophe, episode 108. And I have a very full couch right now. What is up, guys?
Hey, how you doing?
What's
What's
up?
going on?
I got Austin Hill making his first appearance on the show.
Hey.
Like, first official appearance. Because you weren't part of the Drunkcastrophes, were you?
I don't believe so. I think I was part of the. I was part of one of the Game of Thrones, the Game of Chairs.
Yeah. Yeah, there's the Game of King Chair. So,
Game of
but
King Chairs.
That's like a
A
sideshow.
little sideshow. I wasn't part of the Drunk Catastrophe. I didn't make it on those. I want to say this. Yeah, this is definitely my first time. First time present, not
Yeah.
the first time commenting though.
First time. What is that, like, long-time listener, first-time caller?
Yeah.
First-time caller, long-time listener?
Something like that.
Or first-time listener, long-time caller, some shit. Yeah. Then we got Stephen Dilden.
Yeah, I think this
Hello.
is his first time too.
Yeah, I mean, he made his appearance on Happy Fun Metal Time.
Happy Fun Metal Time.
And we got Creed Burst.
This
What
is,
up, man?
What's going on?
We got a lot of first-timers here. It's great.
Went 3 for 3.
Smacking the hymen.
But they're not... Yeah. But they're not... They're not strangers to podcasting, because you guys have been in Birds with Dudes a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've done tons of Birds with Dudes, tons of Dungeons with Dudes. Yeah.
Yeah. Been on a few other select ones.
Yep. I remember there was an episode of Journey into Comics that made it into the system with you on it. Although some may claim it's not you.
Some may claim. Yeah, I remember that one.
God damn, that was... Yeah, that was...
That's when I went on that. That's when that guy went on that rant about Tremors and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, oh my god, like, your character that you created was the most, like, grating and annoying. Like, constantly interrupting everybody. It was
Just
like...
nonstop.
Yep.
Just, oh yeah, I have everything to say about that before you. I think I quite got to Nick by the end of that episode.
We're getting sad reacted. Because we're also primed.
Oh.
which-
What's the sad faces for?
I think it's because we're primed. Well, primed is something we call it. Something goes wrong with the feed. From what I understand, it's only happening on Facebook Live. But
It freezes.
no, it doesn't freeze. But for some reason, our voices get really deep.
No, that's fine.
So
Yeah, I don't care.
Just put the subwoofer down and let.
It's gonna be you're right. It's gonna be fine in the recording and all the other feeds. It's just for some reason Facebook. But we call it Prime because it makes you sound like fucking Optimus Prime.
Dope.
Yeah.
No, just sit on that subwoofer so Optimus Prime can just.
Right.
Oh,
I won't
yeah.
talk like this the rest of the time. No problem.
Just like what is that? Howard Stern did.
Oh, the Sibian.
Yeah.
Sibian
No,
machine?
he did it. No, he was. You saw him in the movie Private Parts, where he had a female caller call and said how sexy his voice is,
Yeah.
and she
Oh,
wanted
yeah.
to do that, and he's like, turn your bass all the way up and set your
Speaker. on the
your
floor.
speaker on the floor and sit on the subwoofer, and he's just like the whole time, and like live on air, and then she was having this very vocal orgasm on air.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah. I remember that part.
And they chose the actress to portray this woman to be a very hot, busty blonde.
We got Nate Phillips. He says, "You sound like Isaac Hayes."
Me?
One of us. Probably me. I don't know.
That's a compliment,
And
bro.
it says, "Can't get enough of your prime, baby."
That's a compliment.
Good.
Yeah.
That was probably really deep too.
Oh yeah.
The soup is tasty.
If you're listening to this podcast, just know that "oh yeah" was for the feed.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
for the live feed.
Oh, this is a great message. I just called the law on a naked dude across the road who was beating his glass screen door out.
That's not normal.
Welcome
my
to
response
Lafayette.
is going to be, oh, fuck, yeah.
Picture didn't happen.
Yeah.
I called the law. That's like one of my favorite ways to hear people say they called the cops.
You said this lady across the street from me, she was like 98, and she'd always come running out of her house late at night when we were up to no good. I'll call the law. I never heard anybody say it until she did that, and I couldn't stop laughing.
We were, so my friends, Kyle and Carl and a couple other people, this was like my junior year of high school. We went to Walmart at like 11:30 at night or some shit like that. It was empty. It was the one over on Veterans Memorial. We got in there, got our stuff out. Yeah, we were out in the parking lot, and we saw these girls. One of them ended up being Taya. Turns out, years
fun.
later, I find it out. Like, oh wow, shit, I met you that night. But they, we
parking lot.
yeah, they were in their
yeah.
car jamming to "Bullet for My Valentine." So, and they were just fucking getting it. Fucking had the volume
I've
cranked.
seen that.
Yeah.
Seen before.
And then-
not necessarily that band. But
So we're like, all right, let's get in the Ombre. So we had a Isuzu Ombre. he just fucking cranked some Damage Plan. And then we just started rocking out in the parking lot, not inside the truck, but in the parking lot. They notice, they come outside, and we just all have a fucking blast out there. At one point, they all put their Zippo lighters together in the middle of all of us because it was late November, and we're just like keeping warm. Out of nowhere, some guy's like walking out of Walmart. He's like, "Hey guys, you might want to scram. Well, management just called the law."
Damn. Just called the law.
Sure, like we got the hell out of there. Sure enough, cops coming right.
Is that an Indiana thing? Because I never heard that until I was an
Yeah,
adult.
I had never heard it until he just said it.
Yeah. The fuck?
Wow. He beat both his doors out. He now has no doors.
Or pants. Oh, you got actual pictures?
And then I got an actual picture of the house with the doors beaten out.
I mean, some people
Damn,
party harder than others.
where is that? That looks.
That's over that's over behind that dealership on the corner of 18th and Main.
Okay. Wow.
It's in that little neighborhood back there,
Okay.
just behind that church.
I was thinking like.
It's actually on the same road as that church.
I was gonna say I was thinking like Greenbush or some shit.
Oh no, it's over by Alabama.
Ah, over by Bama.
Over by bad Alabama Street, not the good one.
Is there a good one?
start getting into those city names, you never know what you're gonna come across on
Right.
Indiana, Lafayette Street.
So, Steven,
yo,
I hear something happened to you Saturday night.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh yeah, how's that head?
Well, I've been. I
Oh shit!
You
can actually
kind of
you
see
see
it,
it?
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
well, how'd
Well,
it turn out?
It turned out painfully.
like a little vagina on
Tell-
your head.
Tell us
Two of
what
them.
happened.
There are two gashes in my head. Well, there was a ruckus, and
Yeah.
I
It
was
a ruckus
partially inebriated.
with a one-armed man.
But that's the inebriation. is
It was
really part
it was
of it.
literally
There
the
was
one-armed
there was
man.
a one-armed man, and he was trying to start shit with like 50 people, and I don't even know what was going on.
Was
I'm
he
just-
angry at the world because he has one arm?
I think that he was addicted to heroin.
I would have pushed him on the floor.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know.
No, his buddy did get pushed on the floor.
No, I would have pushed the one-armed man on the floor and said, "Hey, catch this!"
Well, so I don't know. There was a ruckus. There was a quarrel, if you will, and I made my way to the front of everything to see what was going on, you know. And by the time I was like, "Yo," to try to break things up, I was laying on the ground and my head exploded.
Yeah, he said, "Yo, this bottle."
Yeah, apparently it's unprovoked. I wasn't even part of it. I just so much for being curious and walking up and see what's going on. But this guy decides that my head is not complete without a smashed bottle over it, and then everything turned to blood, crimson blood. In my eyeballs, it was on my hands and my hair. I had a dreadlock of blood for a 24-hour period that I had to like pick scab tissue, coagulated, nasty shit out of my fucking hair. I missed 2 days of work because I couldn't stand up straight.
I'm
and-
funny, but I'm sorry it is now.
Yeah, it's bullshit, you know, because I'm perfectly capable of defending myself when this fucking 70-year-old one-armed man smashes a beer bottle out of my head out of the fucking nowhere, and I'm laying on the ground like a little bitch. I can't even get back up. I guess I was humbled.
The
I was
the
on-
skull, it's delicate, man.
Hey, man.
In spots, you know.
It only
Especially
leaked a
the
little
frontal
bit.
lobe.
It bled for 2 days. I probably could have got stitches, but they would have had to
Super glue.
have shaved this. Well, I don't want super glue on my fucking hair either. That's gonna
Well,
take
that
just
washes
as long.
out.
No. It'll heal up. I've been like squeezing medicine into it, like
Be
Feeling
okay.
it. like grouching my head with
So when you
triple antibiotic
actually you
ointment.
get old enough to actually get that hair receded back, you're gonna have sweet battle scars.
Oh no, that ain't in my bloodline, man. This ain't going nowhere.
You lucky son. of a
Yeah,
bitch.
that's what I'm saying.
My blood father is like in his 70s now, and his hair is just as thick as mine. So I do have some bald cousins. They got the bad bloodline though. They got married to the wrong dude.
Their mom married the wrong dude,
Yeah.
or at least got knocked up by the wrong one.
Yep. Anyway, so yeah, I got knocked the fuck out.
Was that a good show though?
It was
No,
a
the show was
fantastic
Yeah.
great.
That's what I heard.
That was the
Mound Builders.
Mound Builders, Tiger Sex, and Ope.
Okay.
And that's my first time seeing Ope with good production.
Yeah.
And they just ruled because I saw them at Harvest Fest, but I'd been like up all day.
You didn't see him at the Shakedown?
No,
Okay.
I got there after they played.
I got to the house and started barbecuing.
Nice. I think I saw Ope at the in the spring show.
Yeah.
I saw them. I think that's the only time I have seen them because I think we left before they played at the Shakedown. And then
Yeah, they played like last.
I didn't go to
Shakedown.
Harvest Fest. So
No, I think I was there for no. I don't know. Whatever I was doing, I missed them because I'm drinking and wandering around,
yeah.
talking to everybody I know. So eventually, like, I caught like at least 2 songs by every band but Ope. No, I think I got in there for 1 song, but it was just like I forgot.
Yeah. Easy to do. Easy
Very
to do.
easy to do.
Not that Ope is a forgettable band, but just the circumstances, the night, the
But
event.
this is, my first chance to see a full set and like
Yeah.
see 'em, and they were great.
Dude, yeah, they are the little bit I have seen of them, fucking fantastic. Jake does such a good job, like he does with everything.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, he's natural artist, so
yeah, like it's so crazy. Like this last year or two, he's just kind of blown up around here. You know, like I see his hands seem to be in everything, and he's just excelling.
oh yeah, his
Good for him.
His Dropping Like Flies art project is starting to pick up more. It actually got a covered in an article about
Yeah.
why he was doing it because his best friend actually died to a heroin overdose
Mhm.
growing up. So he's a very strong advocate against heroin
Junkies.
and people who deal heroin.
Yeah, that's awesome. He did the logo for Podcastrophe.
Oh, nice.
So
That's the actual
shout out
the
Jake
real,
Peter.
the real thing that's right there, and that's
Yes.
you know.
He
it's-
did that.
you
He
can
did
reach out and
the
touch
he
it.
did the full logo. Yeah, shout out Jake Peter. Thank you for all that you've done, man.
Thank
Come
you
on
for
over.
being you, Jake.
Yeah,
Right, it's hard to call somebody a prodigy without insulting all the hard work they put into something. But if there's ever somebody that I've met that's a prodigy, it'd be Jake. So that's a compliment, not
And
an
then
insult.
he went down to Days of the Dead Louisville
Yeah.
tattoo convention and just like owned it.
yeah. You got like two first place,
Yeah, I got 2 first place awards.
like a black and gray sleeve, and then best sleeve.
Yeah, they got like best sleeve and best black and gray. Or I think those are the 2. And then a big article about him.
Mm-hmm. I do need to get some work done by him. I just don't know what I want him to do.
I got my Tay tattoo
Yeah.
by him. My memorial tattoo.
Yeah, so does he have a heavy hand, or is he
Oh no, he's pretty light-handed, but
really?
it actually sticks really well. Because normally when you get a light-handed tattoo artist, the ink tends not to stick so well
Yeah.
because they're more like, they keep the needle up a lot more, but he actually sets it right to where it actually gets down into the dermis.
Yeah.
Without being like driving that needle down in you.
My artist Erica, she's really heavy-handed, and she dry wipes,
Mm.
which is the fucking worst.
Mm.
I remember I used to go to Eddie at Sacred Apple, and he would that would be like my favorite part of the tattoo session is after getting all that work done, just him spraying you, and just spraying it and just wiping it. It's like that cold sensation over that fucking hot ass fucking worked on raw ass arm. It's like wipe it away.
that stuff.
I don't even like that sometimes.
Oh, that stuff. That's like.
And of course Eddie,
So good.
Eddie being Eddie. You guys ever met Eddie Mendez? He's tattooed at Sacred Apple.
Can't say I have. Heard the name, but I can't say I've met him.
What a character. So he did all kinds of gay shit. Like he'd be like, like as he's wiping you down, he's like, Poppy, your skin is so smooth. Just trying to fucking weird you out, just entertain you. He was a good dude. I was like, man, I'm gonna get the chicken wire out tonight.
Damn.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to get the chicken
That's a
wire
little
out
too far.
tonight.
He is fucking funny. He's like, my old lady's gonna fucking freak out when she sees me bringing you home. Put you in a basement. Yeah.
Is this like a men's and women's restroom behind us?
Nope.
You got like a
Closets.
bodega going on down here.
Just storage
Couple of
closets.
We got one room that has 2 closets.
That's what they call it, Steve.
More luxury than I have, and I have no metaphors available.
Yeah, just storage space in the basement. They got like shelves and stuff. It looks like it's like perfect for
Every level.
like jars
Storing
and
stuff.
storing stuff. Yes.
It'd be a good place to put your stuff.
Yeah.
It has turned out to be great for stuff.
Fantastic.
For stuff.
This one is pretty empty. It's got some stuff. That one's I've used that one directly behind you, Steve.
Full of your skeletons.
That stuff.
No, just stuff.
Just
Honestly,
or
just
just-
stuff.
No
Your
skeletons.
real personality.
Nothing to clean out.
My real personality. Nah, it's just mainly just stuff in that one, but a little bit of stuff in this one. So I did a poll on Facebook, and the question was if I should be doing longer episodes, which are like an hour 45
Plus.
on, plus, or if I should do shorter episodes, which are like an hour to hour and a half ish. A resounding 18-5. Everybody voted for shorter episodes.
Oh man.
Damn. y'all really.
I didn't even vote. I was waiting for the outcome.
It's like y'all want to hear me, but you don't want to hear me for that long.
Yeah, see, it's all about you gotta like provide 10 intervals of stimulation.
Yeah, you're
Reading
right.
this book on psychology,
You're right.
and it says that like the average
Mhm.
attention span of a human being is about
We gotta
9
read it.
and 3/4
do.
minutes. You know, and then you gotta like boom, you're like hey,
Yeah,
I'm doing
for
something
sure.
different. Pay attention, and then like go on a lull, and then 10 more minutes. You gotta be like, look at my dick. I mean,
My old
Gotta call him a fact though.
what's up?
my history teacher taught me that. Not the whole look at my
The
dick
dick thing?
but,
That
no,
was
the
your
shenanigans.
history
Sure,
during
I had to look at his dick.
no, the attention span thing is he said it was like every 15 minutes, but
Nine.
but he tried to that's how he ran his class. Every 10 to 15 minutes, he would just immediately change
Throw
subject.
black cats in the middle of the class.
But he wouldn't get our attention. He would just change the subject, and it was fun. It was a fun class. He was an interesting teacher. Really, it was weird. He was like a really bipolar teacher too, because one minute he'd be having fun, having a good time. Next minute he was just pissed off the entire class. It was weird, but I liked him.
Sounds threatening.
Kind of was.
Sounds unsafe for a child's mind. Or it sounds perfect for
I
a
mean, we
developing
were
mind.
sophomores, so I don't know how warm. Let's say I had him my sophomore and senior year. Yeah.
I had a teacher in the 4th grade that used to beat the shit out of me. Oh, dude, man, did I deserve it though? Mr. Crumb, I feel sorry for Mr. Crumb. That dude, I mean, I did everything I could to step on his fucking toes, and like he'd lose it a couple. He threw me across a couple of rows of desks. I spent 3/4 of my 4th grade year standing in the corner. I didn't have a desk. I didn't even have a desk. I came into class and I went to the corner.
I don't even remember.
God damn, I deserved
I
it.
wasn't there.
Yeah. No, this was elementary school.
Oh,
This was
shit.
Elementary school, man. 4th
I was
grade.
an asshole in elementary.
I spent my 4th grade year in the corner, the whole thing.
I was
Man.
always in trouble.
That's
Elementary
me in the
was-
corner. That's me in the spot.
I wrote that song actually. I wrote those
Yeah,
lyrics.
me in elementary, I was a fucking saint.
Oh.
6th grade, I was
I
still
couldn't imagine you not being a saint. in
I was
school.
still good. It was just my grades really started slipping because I didn't give a shit.
Same.
And
But you
then-
learn everything by middle school. By the time you get to high school, you're like, oh, this
Basically.
again? Shit. Now I have to
Basically.
write bigger papers and read thicker books.
No,
Fuck.
I just started caring more about like hanging out with friends and that instead of doing homework. I was like, this is I mean, it was one of those things, and this carried on into high school where it was like I didn't feel I needed to do the homework, so my grades suffered.
Amen to that.
And then they would give me the test, and they're like, "Well, we're gonna see who did the study and who did the homework, and it's really gonna show." And they would always look at me, like, and then I'd be like, "Bring on that test,"
Bring that test on.
because the test is where I like excelled. They're like, "How the fuck do you get zeros on all your fucking homework?" I'm like, "Cause I don't do them."
Did you get lectures? They take you out in the hallway and be like, why
Yeah.
are you failing my class?
Yeah, they're like-
Oh yeah,
They're
I
like,
love
You
those.
pass every fucking
Why?
test.
You pass every fucking
You're
test.
so
How do you-
smart.
Like, why don't you do the homework? Because I don't need to do the homework.
Fuck you.
Homework is supplementary material meant to drive it home. It's meant to make it stick in your mind. If it doesn't need to stick in your mind, you don't need to do it. I never took notes. Not shit. Then I got to college, and that shit was a lot harder.
Yeah.
My habits, my work habits, did not carry over.
No, I had that in high school too. Like my thing was, I pressed the teachers to get our homework before the very last minute of class
Mhm.
because I could do as much as I could before the end of class, and then I'd shove it in my textbook and put it in my locker till the next time I came to class. If I got it right at the end of the class, I didn't do it, or I'd get it and I'd try to get as much done before I handed it in, and I would counter if I didn't finish it, I'd just start writing BS in
Yeah.
whatever I could to beat the incompletion, because as long as I got all of it done, I could still hand it in and get it as a completion for my homework
Right.
and get points towards it. Because even you get wrong ones, you get just points out of it towards your stuff, and an incompletion would just wreck your stuff. So I just started doing that, and I loved like turning in like history homework or English homework and stuff, and just all the craziness I would write in for my answers. My teachers would be like, everything you write in as an actual answer is right, but some of your answers that are just like just to fill in real quick are just something else. They're like, are you gonna be a writer or something someday? And
I was about to say it's like maybe like now I've been in talks with my friend. He's a psychologist. We're gonna meet with him next Thursday.
No, I did meet with the school psychiatrist quite a bit because I'd always sent me to them because they're like, there's something wrong with this kid. But I was that crazy goth kid in high school and stuff.
Where'd you go?
Jeff.
Okay.
So naturally, when I was a sophomore when Columbine happened.
There's no lag. I'm listening.
So I got a bunch of the Columbine BS
Oh, no shit.
work. Like, it was awful. Me and my friends were like targeted super bad. Like we never caused any problems. We always got along great with like teachers and whoever else because, you know, we didn't disrupt class. Like, we actually would do our work and actually, well, as much as our work as we could before we went home.
Yeah.
I refused to do anything at home. But, and even other students and stuff, you still have the people who are like, you're fucking weird, and or you'd have like the super religious people who are like, Jesus loves you. Oh, I can feel them being afraid of me, or oh, I can feel the Satan in them, and we're like, you're dumb.
Oh man, the music I was hearing when I went to the Indy 500,
Yeah.
man, they had some song that said "My pussy's for Christ" and shit. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, whoa.
I'm saving myself for Jesus.
Man, that shit was like, you guys are the devil worshiper. You can't have my pussy.
That's
I'm
even
like,
weirder, man.
damn.
That's like, what the
But as soon as Columbine happened, it was like a complete 180. They're like, all eyes on us. Everybody was scrutinized us. I had a girl in my earth science class that I sat next to. Got along great. Like, I even worked on projects and stuff with her, and then that happened. Like, I'm sitting there and she's like just staring at me, and I'm like, what? She's all like, kind of looking back. She's like, if you're gonna shoot up the school, I'm not saying you're going to, but if you do, could you please not kill me? And I'm like, and I told her, I was all like, I'm never gonna shoot up the school, but if I was going to, I'd shoot you just for saying that. And she's like, what? And I'm like, I was like, I'm not going to shoot you. I'm not going to kill you. I'm not going to shoot up the school. I was like, that's the dumbest thing I ever heard. She goes, oh, okay. She's like, you sure? I was like, I'm fucking positive. I was like, just don't ever fucking talk to me again. And she never talked to me again.
Yeah, that's really shitty to say to anyone.
Yeah, that's...
I mean, one, you're definitely saying, hey, I think you're going to shoot up the school. That's like the very wrong thing to say to someone that would, because they're like,
or if you think that this person at any chance would, that's the worst thing you could say.
Oh yeah, because that person's already unstable.
Already unstable, and they might
you might just
very
trigger
well
them.
have they could very well have a gun right there and be like, well, do it now, boom, because and that was like the immediate like scrutiny I got.
Yeah.
Like through the rest of no, I think that was that might have been freshman year. What year did Columbine happen?
Columbine happened in 98 or 99.
99.
Okay, then that was
Yeah, it was April 20th.
99,
okay, that was my freshman year then. So it wasn't until like my junior year when a lot of people just like started coming back around, because even sophomore year was still a little edgy and just off, and then it was like my junior year when people was like, oh, okay, whatever. But then they kicked me out junior year because I thought they thought I was a threat to the student body.
Really?
Because my girlfriend at the time and I got in a really big fight, and she got all upset and crying to her parents, yada yada yada, and they're like calling up saying I'm a fucking psychopath and stuff. I was like, I didn't even touch her. We're stupid high school kids yelling and screaming at each other, and got me fucking kicked out. Like, called the school and said I was yada yada yada, craziness. I had to go to a psychiatrist and a therapist to get cleared to come back to school before I could even come back.
That shit gets serious. Like,
And
people
I'm like,
assume.
that's like a serious, like, fucked with my life shit.
Yeah, of course. No, that shit gets so serious. People assuming, oh, look, it's the fucking goth kid or the fucking metalhead kid over there. He's gonna shoot up the fucking school. I mean, if you look at you know about the West Memphis 3?
I've heard that before, but I have no recollection of what it means.
The the West
October.
Memphis Three are three dudes that listen to heavy metal music. They fucking did apparently did like mock satanic rituals and shit like that, like just fucking around. And a murder happened in their town, and of course everybody was like, "Yeah, it was them. It was them." So the police, of course, arrested them as persons of interest. And after like hours and hours and hours of interrogation, they basically, like, one of them cracked and was like, "Yeah, we did it," like, even though they didn't.
Even though they didn't. Oh yeah, there's
yeah, they can do that. It's
Yeah.
psychology.
Yeah.
Psychology.
So they spent, I think, like 18 plus years in jail, and finally, like, evidence came forth that exonerated them.
Yeah, I heard of that. There's also a. There's cases like that all over the place, like
Oh, yeah.
especially after Columbine, that they're attacking everything,
Mhm.
and they're like all over the place, like, oh no, this is this, and like even like I even had troubles with my parents afterwards for the style of dress and lifestyle I was choosing to go follow through and go forth with. Like they're always like putting pressure on me and stuff. We're like, well, maybe you should cut your hair, maybe dress different. And
All I wanted was a Pepsi.
Yeah, all I wanted was a Pepsi. Just
should've just wanted Pepsi
growing up, Mom.
Still get the tendencies. Bring them back to
I went to your
One room in there.
institutions. I went to your school system.
Stop.
I just wanted some attention.
What do you mean? My best interests.
Okay, so I think you caught what I was doing there.
What the fuck was that? Like,
That was Limp Bizkit.
oh, I'm not very familiar with Limp Bizkit.
That's not.
I know Break Stuff.
No.
I
No,
know
this is off their first album.
Okay, I know the song Break Stuff and Rollin'.
No, that was,
Like, I did not get into Limp Bizkit.
I think that was Counterfeit. Yeah. No.
No, I did not get into Limp Bizkit.
No.
It was not my thing. I like Break Stuff because it's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, you got into later Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
That's SOD.
When he got around Method Man.
Yeah.
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 Oh.
No, I did go. I did end up getting back to school. It was like second semester junior year. I got kicked out, so I missed the majority of that semester, and then all the first semester senior year. Then I came back second semester senior year, and I only had to go half days because I was in like alternative school
Mhm.
and all that, and I like tested out of like everything they had, and like got full credit for everything I tested out of, and then just went and did extra stuff because
Yeah.
I had to do something while I was there. They were like, "Oh, you can't just come in and hang out. You have to do something."
Hung out.
So it actually ended up making school that much easier because I only went half days in alternative school, and gave me a shit ton of credits. So when I come back to school, I only have to go half days because they're like, you can either go for 3 periods every other day, or you can pick an elective and come back and just do half days every day. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll do that because otherwise I'll forget what day I have to come back. Because some weeks I'd only go 2, other 3, and I'd just get confused. Because at that time I was an idiot teenager that liked to get drunk and get high and fuck off
Have you ever
every
met
chance
a
I got.
cool teenager though? Like most people are like, I was an idiot teenager, and then like all of us like our age now we're like, yeah, teenagers are idiots.
Yeah, we're
Yeah, you were an idiot
Yeah,
teenager.
we were. But as teenagers,
I was a dumbass
Nobody's
growing
got
up.
it. We ain't got it figured out yet. We pretend, but like when you're a teenager, you're just starting to be aware that you don't fucking have anything figured out. When you're a kid, you know that you know everything, and then you get to be a teenager, you're like, oh my fucking god, I'm gonna try everything. And then by the time you're an adult, you're like, what the fuck was I thinking? I still have no idea.
Why did I
what's
jump
going
down those
on.
stairs? My knees hurt so
Right.
bad.
See, I think I was an idiot teenager because I didn't try enough. I think
Oh, I tried too hard.
I
for sure.
stayed on the safe side way too much. I mean, don't get me wrong, I wasn't like some goody two shoes, but like I didn't go out and party. I hung out with my friends. I mostly stayed inside. Yeah, and I think the worst thing I did was on a school night went and saw Journey.
You fucking trouble.
I know,
Man.
man.
I bet you went to
It
school.
was
the
my
next day,
senior
didn't you?
year.
The worst.
Did you go to school the next day?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, you did.
You rebel.
I was right there.
I was home by I think 1 in the morning.
That had to be a
went to
cool
bed.
show though. Going and checking out Journey.
Oh yeah, that was my
Sleep
second
pretty much.
concert. It was my senior year. We went and saw Journey. Got home 5 minutes before I got home 5 minutes before my dad got home.
My first concert.
Oh, so he
was,
didn't even know.
No.
Oh, so
I-
it was one of those you snuck
You
out
were a
into a
rebel.
concert.
Well, he went to work. And before he went to work, I went to my buddy Matt's house, who was going with me to the concert. I said, "Hey, I'm going over here. We got a video project to work on." So on the way back, I was like, "Shit, it's getting real late. I don't know how long it's gonna. If I'm not back in time, I'm just gonna." So I called, left a message. Tape machine, you know,
Yeah.
like they used to.
on the answering
Now you
machine.
got
I was like-
voicemail.
Oh shit, man! Like, I'm sorry, I fell asleep over here. We were over here working late, and I accidentally fell asleep. I'll be home real soon. Because I knew it was my dad's half night. He worked like 12-hour shifts, and then Wednesday he would come home like 6 or 7 hours in, and I was like, fuck, just in case, I'm gonna call. So I get home before him, play the message, erase it, get in bed, and as I'm climbing in bed, I see him pulling the drive. I'm like,
Oh.
fuck. And he was the type that, like, whenever he'd get home, he'd pop in my room, check it out, close the door, get on with it.
If I could go back to that sort of scenario, you just pretend like you're beaten up and your parents will leave you alone right away. Even just get your hand under
That
the
was my
sheet.
thought exactly. Didn't
Hey,
pop in.
Okay,
when you-
Dewey.
Shit.
You're like,
So
nope.
we got Holly Howard, which is my co-host Tyler's cousin, I
Oh.
think. She said, I bailed on school junior year to go to Mayhem Fest, first year with Disturbed and Slipknot. And she said, not quite Journey. That was my first concert.
I'm trying to aim
Wow.
my horns.
That
to the
was my first
camera.
concert.
It's opposite, so you got everybody get your fucking horns up.
Dude, this
Shoot.
way, dude.
It was it's the fucking camera angle, man. All
Yeah,
fucking
Mayhem, the very first Mayhem Festival was my first concert
type
ever.
of special
First
thing.
concert.
And that was awesome.
Mayhem
My
Fest.
first concert was Ozfest '98,
Jealous.
the infamous Tool tour.
Yeah.
And that's when the crowd destroyed the lawn at
Oh
Deer Creek,
shit!
where it was literally Anema
Deer
started up.
Creek.
Anema, that build up, and as soon as that all the sod, because they used to sod it out
Mhm.
there, all the sod was ripped up, and it was just dark cloud of sod just waved just from the lawn to the pavilion, and everybody was just hurling it, just chunks of sod, and the pavilion ended up getting full of the sod, and it ended up being just this total, just almost barren, just dirt field back there. They're kicking people out faster than they
Oh,
almost
yeah.
not fast enough to, because at the time the fencing wasn't as good, so they could go around and get in the holes of the fencing, and other people letting them in back in, so people would get kicked out, and they're getting back in, and they're kicked out over and over, and
Man.
it was just went psychotic over there.
I think festivals like that are like perfect for a first concert.
Could you
Like,
imagine like the first guy that picked up the chunk of sod? Like, this is a good idea, and everyone was like, "Look at that guy! I'm gonna do that too."
yeah.
Because before that, chunks of sod were being thrown around already,
Oh, okay.
but
So
it
there
wasn't
was
just
that-
all
there
like it
was
wasn't
a
like a
first guy.
pre-planned thing. Like it was already starting to get thrown around because people were getting rowdy out there, and there's chunks of sod.
Yeah, that happened at Mayhem, the first Mayhem.
and
too.
then
a lot of people got kicked
and
out.
then everybody ripped the lawn up and put it into the pavilion, and it was great because you just kind of look back and you could see the sky at one point, and then it all just went dark as this huge wave of sun just kept coming. And it was just unreal, like how just in unison the entire lawn just
Mhm.
launched it, and then after that it was just raining sod. It was great.
Right side!
Steven, what was your first concert?
I mean, concert. When I was a kid, I thought my first concert was local.
Oh yeah.
I went to what was Reedley Brothers at the time, and I saw Drowning Pool, Seven Dust, and a band called Craving Theo that never really did anything
See,
after that.
to me, that's a concert. Like they're
Yeah, I remember
Green Bay.
I was at that show.
Lejean, the singer of Seven Dust, signed my shirt. I still have the shirt.
he's such a cool dude.
Yeah, my actual first concert though was on my 15th birthday. I actually took my drummer with me. I bought a bunch of tickets, and because I didn't have a lot of friends. I was 15, and my drummer was my brother's friend at the time, and I gave him a ticket, and so he rode with us there, and I saw Korn and Stained on their tour.
Nice.
And then Korn was my favorite band at the time when I was 15 years old. So. It was fucking dream. And I went backstage to like try to meet the band. Like, well, not backstage. Like back parking lot. The limousines were
Yeah.
pulling out. I was hoping I'd get like an autograph or something. So I totally lost Zach because I didn't meet him in the meeting spot. It was totally my fault. I was hoping like maybe he'd still be waiting there when I got back, but I'm like desperately like hoping I'm gonna meet these dudes, and I didn't. And then I run out to the meeting spot, and Zach's not there, and Zach totally got abandoned in Indianapolis that night. And it's my fault.
Oh,
wow.
My ride, which was my dad, he was just like, "Yeah, he probably got it figured out. Just drove me back. just drove me back home. No big deal." Oh man, Zach got stranded in Indianapolis. He was only 16. He was only a year older than me.
Had to go all the way to pick him up. I bet.
His mom had to drive all the way to Indianapolis to pick him up. And it was my fault. I'm
I've
sorry,
heard this
Zach.
story before.
I'm sorry, Zach.
Hell of a
My
friend
fault.
you are.
I wanted an autograph, man.
Like
They were my idols.
I've heard the story from Zach's side too, and he's all like, "Dude, I don't even blame Steven because
It was my dad's fault.
his dad was just all like, he's not here,
Yeah.
whatever."
Just go. He's fine. He'll be fine. Like there's a child in the big.
And he's all like, "Dude, I'm
Made
fucking
it seem like he was
16
a
years
grown
old,
man.
downtown, like down in Indy, just with no way home." He's like,
I'll
he's
never
like, I had
forget
to walk to a gas station to fucking be able to find a phone to use to call my mom, and then
Yeah.
he's like, I even didn't know exactly where I was. I had to ask the gas station attendant where he was just to get her to come pick him up.
I was telling him, so I remember being like, "Dad, don't you think we like look for him or like wait a little bit?" He's like, "Nah, he'll be fine. He probably found a ride." But well, I mean,
You probably found a ride.
I did find a ride.
there were other people there that we knew.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't a safe assumption, but it was an assumption. But it was a terrible assumption.
That is an assumption for sure.
I mean,
Dude, that dude's a dick anyway.
I've totally done the whole like.
Fuck that guy. Yeah.
I've totally done that, like actually down
Is that on the internet now? Is that forever? Is that infinite? Did I
Yeah.
just say that?
Zach is a dick.
No. My biological
Oh, your
father.
Yeah, that is on the internet.
Oops.
Oh, you don't know.
Oh, dang. The guy that didn't want me to exist in the first place. He's gonna know.
You heard it here, folks. Stephen Dildon has daddy issues.
Oh, daddy. Oh, daddy.
No, I've done that before where I've ridden down to Indy to go see a show there and knew a bunch of people there, and I got a ride down there, and then ended up leaving with somebody else.
Yeah.
Like, got a ride to some house, and they're like, everybody's like, "You gonna be all right?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm fine," because they're like checking out, and like, I ended up driving this other person's car home because they're like, "Oh, I don't know if I should drive. I'm getting really tired," and I'm like, "Oh, I'll drive you," and they're like, "You sure?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Drove them, dropped them off their place. She's like, "You can take my car to your place." I was like, "No, I'm fine." I ended up walking across town to my house. And I got home, and then as I'm getting home, the people that I went with originally were calling me to see how I'm doing. I was like, "Oh no, I just got home." They're like, "Oh sweet, you want to come hang out?" And I ended up walking back to the other side of town again to go hang out. And they're like, "So how was your night?" I'm like, "Eventful."
Did a lot of walking.
Did a lot of walking.
I went on an adventure.
I went on quite the adventure. It was great.
Indianapolis is always an adventure if you don't get shot.
True.
It's a lot of fun actually going out of town
Man,
with one group of people.
Chicago. Is that
Because-
what you're gonna say?
He's like,
Because I've done it more than one. That's not the only time I've done that, where I've gotten a ride somewhere like out of town and then ended up coming back with a different group of people,
yeah.
getting a ride back another way. And like at first it was weird, but after doing it a couple times, I'm like, it was actually kind of fun.
This is a lifestyle.
This
I can
is
get
my
behind this.
lifestyle. Hey Austin, how'd you get there? This person. How'd you get home? This person.
You meet some interesting people in Indianapolis.
Life finds a way.
That happened a couple times in like 1 year with like the same person. I want to say that I either rode with them there or rode with them back, and like there's other people who were like, "How does Austin get around?" "Oh no, he just finds rides somehow." "What do you mean?" "Like we were in Indy or we were in Chicago or we were like somewhere else, and like he just ran into people, ended up hanging out with them. They wanted to leave. We wanted to leave, and he said, "Oh, go ahead. I'll find a way back." And then he ends up back, like no problem at all.
Hey, he did it.
So-
He fucking did it.
So
He
at a
got
point-
back.
At a point in time, that Tupac song was your favorite song. That Get Around, huh?
Yeah, I do get around.
Dave, what was your first concert?
When we went to Detroit with this guy
Yeah.
for the fucking
We didn't go to Detroit. We went to
Michigan.
Yeah, we went to Michigan.
Yeah, we went to
We
Michigan
with the Founders.
Yeah, and then on the way back, man, we had a ball, bro. I had the whole back shelf was like full of fucking Corona empty bottles.
Nice.
Where we were standing at.
We went to Founders. On the way back from Founders, we stopped at like 18th Street for their release. From 18th Street, we drove over to Fort Wayne and went to Pierre's and saw Steel Panther,
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see
and
that
then
show.
drove home from there.
That sounds like a fun show.
Oh, it was a great time.
Oh, it was fun.
They-
Ran into a lot of people there too.
They're such a controversial band in terms of like they released a distortion pedal. I think it's a distortion pedal. It's called the Pussy Melter. It's an overdrive. It's an overdrive pedal.
It's an overdrive.
Called the
from
Pussy
Satchel.
Melter, and it's like a lot of stores are like refusing to sell it because it says pussy on it, and
Mhm.
so bad.
I heard they're not into butt metal.
No, they're not.
They don't like butt
They
metal.
don't like butt metal.
Death to butt metal.
And then Death to all.
I'm
not
probably-
metal.
man.
They even say Death to all not metal.
Butt metal.
All not metal.
Death to all not metal.
All butt
I
metal.
think it's a song actually.
No, it's death to all butt metal.
Were you guys here when we had the Not Metal Fest?
What? That one doesn't sound right.
No.
It was right behind Reeler Brothers in the little fucking warehouses back there.
Well,
I
his
was-
little warehouses he had that he'd rent out to people
Yeah.
like
Brand, what,
for more than what he showed up for.
It
what
was my senior year. It was 2009. It was I think Theophagy, Basilisk, fucking Narrow House, some
Sum 41.
no like X Sum or Zero Sum. That's what it was. Zero Sum, Mound Builders with their old fucking singer. I think it's Jason Roach. And
Before my time.
I think Threat Level was there. Yeah, it was a big ass show. Gorgasm played, I think, too. I don't know.
They sound like they might have been the only good band.
It was a
other than
fucking
Mound Builders.
yeah. It was just a fucking conglom, man. It was just, they had one stage for the not metal, and then they had one stage for the metal. It was Not Metal Fest, and I was there. I was there. I seen it.
Nice.
I see.
But yeah, you made me remember that. If there was a band out there that you could claim is butt metal, who would it be?
That's a big question, Dick.
Tis
Butt metal.
butt metal.
Five Finger Death Punch.
Yeah.
Absolute butt metal.
'Cause I there's plenty of butt rock.
Nickelback.
That's butt rock. We're talking about butt metal.
Butt metal. Butt metal. Butt metal. Butt metal.
They're I don't know.
Corn.
Oh.
Corn. Dude, their new
Right in
CD.
childhood.
Their new CD is
Right.
pretty solid.
Does it slap you
It
right in the butt?
slaps
Right.
right in the butt.
Clapping them
Right
alien
with
cheeks.
its metal. It's straight up butt slapping metal.
It's a solid record, I think.
No, I gotta say, no. I used to be a Corn kid.
Yeah.
Like they're
I think we all
self-titled.
have at some
They're
point.
self-titled, and
And
then
then, like
they're all children
when they
with
first came out,
Oh, yeah.
when they first
Life
came
is
out with their
Peachy.
music, they were nice when they first came out.
Fuck yeah.
But, like,
I love their self-titled.
like, after
Self-titled and Life is Peachy were great, and then they came out with Follow the Leader.
That
And
was when they
They,
got
after Follow the
popular.
Leader, that's when they started dropping to me.
Mhm.
They got popular. Of course, they started dropping out. They had
Yeah.
to start pushing because they got
yeah,
signed.
no, that whole album you could tell was just completely different from the first two.
Mhm.
Like they had its feel. It felt like Corn to a sense, but you could tell it was definitely not Corn anymore.
So they had money.
They got
Said money.
they got signed to this big label, and they totally leaned on what the label wanted them to do, and everything past that just kind of went towards that instead of where their
They
roots
should've
were.
stayed.
Yeah.
And it was just like,
They're-
man, they'd already grown themselves to being a huge, like, self-sustaining band before that. They just wanted that MTV
Extra.
limelight.
Yeah.
Back when MTV still played music.
To me,
Yes.
like I feel like the label influence isn't quite there as much these days.
Because the internet ruined
Well,
everything.
because they're beyond, like, the label contracts. Like, you get
Yeah.
bands that, like, play through the label contracts, and then they can just do whatever they want because they've already like fulfilled all their contract needs, and they have enough money to where they can self-produce.
Well, no, I think
they can kind of
labels
like
just
self-produce
don't-
their own, and Korn has their own label now.
Yeah.
And they're putting music out on their own label, so they no longer have like this like
Hovering thing. over
hovering
your
like
shoulder.
CEO just pushing for this certain sound.
Yeah,
and
but
they
I don't feel like that.
they don't have
that
this
influence is
contractual
there now.
obligation telling them that you need to at least like pop it up a little bit, be a little more radio friendly, and
Yeah.
you know, there's plenty of bands out there that do stuff like that, or they hook up with other bands that are on this label. Like, oh no, I'll push you out through this label. All you got to do is get through your other one, and you definitely see them start to come back. But they've been so far removed from what their core drive and like core like writing process was from their original work, that it's like you'll kind of get the feel like they're trying to like search for it, they're like digging for it, but it's not there anymore because they've just been so filled with and been writing all this other crap butt music that it's just overtaken kind of like their whole writing process. Like that's kind of like when you start writing and doing something a certain way for so long, it kind of becomes who you are, so it's always going to be there.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to find, a different way out.
True that. When do you think? How many different labels has Boner Jovi been through?
They are, from what I'm to understand, the most famous band of all time. They're like they predate War. I mean,
Like I
they've
want to
been
say they
around since the
developed
beginning
a
of time.
label in order to be a
Well,
band.
they were the original band label. They were like God when it comes to music, from what I'm to understand. Like
Yeah.
first there was Boner Joe, and then there was music. There was no in between. So,
Yeah, didn't they like they put out like this
They're gods.
self-titled EP of like 1.5 songs, and then like they immediately like had all these record contracts coming out, and they weren't paying them enough money.
There's no such thing as
So-
record contracts.
What was that?
So they developed their own
Was that
label to start putting CDs out on, and sold them for overhead prices just so they could.
No, it was 8 tracks.
Yeah, they had 8
Yeah.
tracks. Because
What was
people
that,
weren't
the-
buying enough of them, and they had to go buy 8-track
Cassette
players. And they
tapes.
almost brought back
They
the
were the
8-track.
Yeah, was that the Big Bang EP?
The big, yeah, they were there. They were there when
They
God
started it
made
all, man. They
Egypt,
started music.
when like Jesus met.
I heard Richie Riffs actually taught Jimi Hendrix how to play guitar.
There's no such
I
thing as
believe
Jimi
that.
Hendrix.
That doesn't even make sense.
Shit, Richie
Yeah.
Riffs is the guitar god. What are you talking
Yeah.
That
about?
doesn't even make sense. Jimi Hendrix was
Jimmy
left-handed.
who what? Shit.
What do you think Jimi Hendrix played
No,
his
for what
guitar
I'm
upside
sure,
down?
that guy was just a stage character. Richie Riffs was actually in fucking behind stage playing guitar the whole time.
A
you know?
ghost player.
You ever hear like the theory that like the pyramids were built by aliens and Egyptians worshipped gods and shit? It was actually Boner Joe.
Yeah, it was actually.
And it was the music. Those pyramids were built in dedication to the Boner. It's actually like
What?
Yeah, they were.
You know the shape,
right?
The Sphinx was actually a drum recording studio for Hugh G. Rection.
They were supposed to be giant cocks, but the architect got it all wrong, and they ended up being nipple-shaped triangular pyramids.
The only thing they got right
Those
is
are
the,
actually
like,
supposed to be boners.
Tomb Raider 1 graphics.
Just story. Look at Google it. Google that shit.
Google
It's
it.
real. You can Google anything. The internet don't lie.
Pronounce your words.
Boner Joe.
Boner
Uh-oh.
Joe.
Why'd you have to bring them up? I'm all excited now. I got a heavy
Had
metal
to.
heart on, man.
What
Yeah,
was that big
heavy
old
metal
fight
hard on.
video they were in? Why they beat up Dave?
No, they never
What,
lost
they
the
beat
fight.
up Dave?
They're the best. They're the best.
What was
That
that
sounded
about?
so
They
concerned
didn't beat
for
up
Dave.
Dave. They beat up that guy trying to pretend to beat
Chip,
Dave.
Mr. Chip Dave.
Oh yeah,
Chippy
what?
Dave.
It
Dave
looked like
Chippy.
Dave.
He had blonde hair. Dave doesn't have hair.
What?
Well, he's got hair. He's got more beard than he does hair.
I've seen the video. That guy didn't try to hug anybody. That's obviously not Dave.
No, somebody got beat up in that video.
Dave hugs everyone.
Dave Chip's
And-
an imposter.
He gives the best hugs.
They're good hugs.
They're the best hugs.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I can agree. Good hugs. Good hugs.
Well, so we're nearing the hour mark. We're gonna try to end this at right around an hour.
Damn, an hour? Really?
Yeah.
I mean, we're not going to push for that hour and a half. We should
No.
force people to enjoy it.
We're gonna see what kind of interest we get with just an hour episode.
Just the hour episode. There's so much more to talk about.
There
too.
is. There's a little bit.
You
So,
guys need to watch that movie, Good Boys.
Good
I already
boys.
saw it.
Hilarious.
I wanna see that.
I
I
see
do
that.
want to see
It's
that.
hilarious.
Go watch
bro.
the
That
movie.
shit was, man.
Do you like Superbad?
Is
It
it
was
like
alright.
now?
You're gonna like.
It's not my
Like in the
favorite.
If you like
Yeah, it's in
Superbad,
theory.
you're gonna like this. I love a lot of the things that they do because it makes you go, oh fuck, I was that stupid little kid too.
Yeah.
He said,
I remember watching
he
the
said,
trailer.
I got you a
Yeah.
necklace. Ooh, it stinks. I'll put it on later.
Uh,
he said, these are, I got some weapons. These are my mom's nunchucks.
So big shit happened yesterday.
big shit.
Fucking Nancy Pelosi popped up on the live and was like, "Hey, we're gonna try to impeach Trump, like officially." That's awesome, but I don't think anything's gonna happen.
I saw something
Too
that
late.
said
Just
that
let
it's
him
like
write it out.
Yeah.
Fuck
Well,
that.
you're gonna impeach him.
Where's his ego? Fuck that.
But
Are we still
He
putting
needs
faith in politics?
no, everybody thinks the people up top is what you have to change when everybody in between is what's
Yeah.
wrong with
How
the
I
system.
say it,
Absolutely.
why have a fucking debate and argue with each other when you're supposed to unite the nation?
Yep.
You know, fuck.
Exactly.
So I'm saying, get that damn thing out my face.
Nobody can hear you.
I see the thing moving up and down, bro. I'm good.
Yeah, you're all background noise.
Good for the background.
So
Good for the background.
That
Needs
background
some
noise sounds
too.
like shit.
So if I type something like this on my internet profile, I'll get rated by the FBI. If I look at the camera on a live podcast and I say "kill the billionaires," that's something I think we can all agree.
Well, you didn't say a specific person, so
The billion, kill all billionaires, every one of
at
them.
this point, there's probably hundreds of them. So
Yeah.
There's like
Do
30.
you know what'll happen with all
I
their
don't know,
money?
I'm
Roughly.
speaking out of my
It'll
bubble.
30 to
either
100.
be all their money will either go to their next of kin or it'll be seized by the government and never seen again and do nothing good with. So
are y'all familiar with Harry Potter?
who?
Pothead? What?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
so you know what a Horcrux is?
Yeah.
No.
What do you think is Donald
Did you say
Trump's
whore?
Horcrux?
Horcrux.
If he has one.
Stormy
Horcrux?
Daniels.
Horcrux. Herpes.
I was gonna say Donnie Jr.
Horcrux. Kind of
I
around.
feel like
something
it's
like
Can't
Donald
say
Trump Jr. It's Stormy Daniels. It's his daughter that he wants to have sex with.
Donald Trump?
He wants to fuck his daughter.
It is.
for sure.
It's gonna be Trump 1. His fucking plane.
Yeah.
Sorry about
The WWE or Vince McMahon.
Yeah, that guy's fucking
How many
immortal.
is that now? Have names?
I lost count up to
Stormy
3.
Daniels, Donald Trump Jr., his daughter, his plane, Vince McMahon.
I have so many souls.
So many
I've split my
souls.
souls into so many, and I've made so many Horcruxes. It's great. I'm never gonna die.
His oh fuck. Trump Tower. Both Trump Towers, and then there's a hidden one somewhere.
There's a hidden one.
There's a hidden one. It might be.
That's an underground bunker.
Now, if you could make a Horcrux, what would it be? Like, for those who are not familiar with a Horcrux, it's when you commit an unspeakable act that basically splits your soul. This is some fucking geeky Harry Potter shit. Splits your soul, and basically you put a piece of your soul into an item or a person, being, and basically it helps you live forever.
In Muggle terms.
Yeah.
It pretty much says you can continue to be, you can return to life and be brought back over
Now
and
pick
over and
your
over
mess up.
again
need a beer.
because your soul is not completely destroyed and it's constantly still alive.
Yeah, but
In another
it's so
vessel.
broken that it's like. So what would you make a Horcrux out of? What would you turn into a Horcrux?
What would I turn into a Horcrux? I would, Goku.
Goku. But it has to be a personal item to you, like a personal thing to you.
A personal thing to me.
Goku's not real, so
Fuck you, he's not real.
It's got to be something no one
he
would
died for
ever
my
look
sins.
Someone, it's got to be. Oh, I don't know.
Someone or something that's in your life.
In my life, ISIS.
ISIS,
I would.
the dog.
My dog. My dog ISIS because nobody would ever hurt her.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
And
You
if
better be more
You
specific.
better not fight.
and if she was a Horcrux, she could live even longer.
Yes, you're right.
Oh.
ISIS, the dog, not the band, not the
Terrorist.
Islamic terrorist group.
Terrorist. You gotta be
You
more
hear that, people? You'll have to kill the most adorable, bestest bulldog ever in order to kill me.
She is. Fact.
And actually, if you did that, other people would actually kill you.
Steven, what would your Horcrux be?
Well, if it was something that people weren't going to suspect,
That's another factor to put in there.
uh,
Because if people are after you and wanting to take you down, they're going to want to go after your
and
Horcrux.
it was something that was going to last forever because it didn't get used a lot or so, or something like that, I would say maybe like a shoe.
A shoe.
Shoot.
'Cause, you
Yeah.
know.
Creed
Or a
wouldn't be able to have a
microphone, maybe?
Horcrux.
I don't know.
Because whenever he'd make a Horcrux, he'd probably smoke it.
Ah, fuck. I smoked myself again.
Shit. That was high on myself.
Oh man, that could be taken so wrong.
Man, that is some potent shit.
Man, I feel like I just
Just
got
that new Creek strain.
I feel like I
That's
just.
an episode of How High.
That's all I
Ivory?
Man, I just smoked this and I feel like my soul just got completed. Oh, fuck!
If I had to make a Horcrux, and this is going to come as a surprise to people, but I used to have this coworker, and I swear she was like half special. I'm gonna say, where she was not all there. High functioning, not all there. And I like to refer to her as the Panda. Her name was Tiffany. I called her the Panda because she was like, no matter what happened to her, like constantly life was trying to kill her, but she was surviving. And much like the panda, teetering between extinction and endangered, it survives.
So
Nature,
you would make her a Horcrux.
yeah, because she's basically invincible.
You just gotta give her some eucalyptus. And...
Basically invincible.
Yeah.
Like the panda, like
Good luck,
nature
there's
keeps
no
trying to get rid of
nutritional
it, but
value
it's
in
still there.
I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, I mean those fucking things, they don't even fuck.
I
They have their
know.
own species.
I have another
They're so
Horcrux. I have this little Ghostbuster toy that I'd make a Horcrux.
Yeah.
That has never been lost. It always like shows up. Like even if you think you lose it, it's like shows up eventually.
I
Make
would,
that a Horcrux. And there's only like one person in my life that actually knows what it is, and they would never want to destroy me.
You know what I would make a Horcrux? No personal value whatsoever. One of those old fucking Nokia phones.
Oh man,
God damn!
that's a 3-day battery right there.
Fuck yeah, it is.
3-4, no, about a week.
That I was about to say that battery's
That's
gonna last
about
a
a week.
week.
But the
bad.
phone itself, indestructible.
Hell yeah.
Fucking adamantium phones.
Like what's upstairs?
Yeah.
Those cats are crazy.
Damn.
Nah, I think the kids are home. The wife and kids are home, which means dinner time is near. And I think
Woohoo.
My Horcrux.
Food.
I think it's time for food. I'm ready for it. I'm really hungry.
I
Me
think
too.
it's time for a Budweiser. How about we all like say goodnight to the crowd with a Budweiser in our hands?
You?
Let's do it.
You got the wheels on this here, bud.
Budweiser?
The wheels on the chair go.
I'm good on the Budweiser.
I don't want one either, but I want
I'll
one.
drink one.
You?
I want one, but I don't want one. You know what I'm saying?
If you're gonna
He said no.
I'll do
If you're gonna
Budweiser.
open
He
a
said
Budweiser,
he's all about prohibition.
you got to be as
No
manly
pressure.
as possible with it, because this is like a man's beer.
Diesel.
So you just gotta straight up just.
Oh shit!
I can't do that.
Use your eye socket.
You gotta just straight up arm that shit out of there.
Don't use your eye socket.
Oh, you
Kids
know all about
watching
that,
at
don't
home.
you?
Don't use your eye socket if you don't want ripped open black eyes. Yeah. Or, I thought we were gonna fucking cheers, but okay. Dick just wants to chug. Dick,
Salud.
Chug. Dick,
My bad.
Chug. What?
Yeah, I learned how to open beer with my arm in a bar.
That's
Which is
actually not as bad. as I
Probably
remember.
the ideal place to learn it, because if I rip my arm open, there's like sober people there to like be like, "Oh fuck,"
Yeah.
instead of like at a buddy's house, super drunk, and they're like, "We can't take you to the hospital because we're all underage." I did see somebody try to open it with their eye before and they cut their eyelid.
Yeah, don't do that. So are we still doing Optimus Prime voices? Because
More than likely, I can check real
I've been
quick.
under the influence that we've been doing
Hospital, 'cause we're all
Optimus Prime
underage.
voices the
Yeah,
entire
we're still doing Optimus Prime.
Optimus
I did see
Prime.
somebody try to open it with their eye before.
No, it's actually
It's a normal voice.
it returned normal.
That sounds like me.
Wow.
The lag.
That is really behind us.
So if I
Yes.
talk-
That's why I always put that up because it's the live. It's like what's actually happening right now. It takes a couple seconds to stream
It's
it
like
to
a
Facebook.
5-second delay.
All right.
It's,
It's more than 5
It's like
seconds.
30 seconds. It's
Damn.
It's
bad.
almost a full minute.
Yeah. All right.
People
well,
have been talking to us this whole time too.
a little bit.
What do they got to say? Let's address them before
Tyler's
we go.
cousin. I guess this was when you were talking about leaving Zach and Indy. She says the Midwest is so much nicer than California. That would never happen here. All of that niceness and helpfulness. And then Miranda says, "No, dinner time. It's after 7. I just got home. I got to do homework with the kids. Just work 14 hours. It's not happening right now." Okay.
No,
Either way, we're gonna
No,
go ahead and
no,
cut this because
beg your
we hit an hour. We're an hour 5. We're hitting into overtime with the fans.
We're getting
They-
paid
They
now.
can't handle longer than an hour.
Bitcoins.
So
We did keep it quite a good movement of topics throughout
We did.
the show.
We
So
did.
if they got
Some
bored,
solid
it's on
topics.
their own.
we had some solid topics, I think. So catch
But
us.
we barely talked politics.
Right,
I know.
Fuck politics.
We went straight from Trump to Horcruxes.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about Trump getting possibly impeached.
Fuck it.
Which who knows? I don't
Well,
know
you
if
have
it's
to
gonna
destroy
happen.
all 7
Don't
Trump
nobody give a
cruxes.
Trump
shit about that.
Cruxes.
We are the X-lax of movement.
Mm.
Is that not a good metaphor? X-lax. Everyone's looking at me like, what's that 90s medicine you're speaking of? Metamucil. Fuck it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Metamucil.
Let's see Trump get impeached so we can have 3 months of Mike Pence as president and how much damage he
No,
can do.
Let me
if
kill all the billionaires.
Trump's impeached, his entire cabinet and it's all gone.
Kill the billionaires.
So who would take his spot? Nancy Pelosi?
I think so. Speaker of the House
Maybe that's why she's pushing so hard, because she wants to be viable in some way at one point in time in her
for a
life.
whole 3 months.
Yeah.
Just in case you didn't know, though, before we go, if we kill all the billionaires, they won't exist anymore.
You're not wrong.
Just saying.
You're not
And
wrong.
then we can take all their money.
No, the
But
devil
then
would
more
take all
billionaires.
All
would be
be
fine.
all be millionaires.
We'd all
Well,
be-
if all the millionaires were smited, billionaires were smited, and we redistributed the wealth just in this one country, we could all be millionaires. Every single fucking one of us.
Yes.
So kill the fucking billionaires, ladies and gentlemen. Do it. That's it. That is a Judas Priest reference. Do it. In case if
I mean-
you don't reference, you don't get the reference. Then
How many million
Chillax,
people are in
Shia LaBeouf.
America?
do it.
Just do it.
I mean, billion?
Million.
Billion.
So there's a billion people in America,
Mhm.
roughly.
So like one billionaire can make everybody in America a
$1.
millionaire.
I don't know if one's billionaire.
No, there's
Yeah,
there's 3 billion in India.
our math is off somewhere.
There's no
No,
math in what we're
not-
doing.
I don't believe there's a billion people in America, but we're
That euros is worth more than American money.
Guys, we have the internet at our fingertips, and
Yeah.
we're not even.
We're-
using
we're
it.
on the
Where's the
internet
R&D
and we're not
department right
using
now
the
when we
internet.
need
Hey,
it?
well, Austin's favorite words. Google it.
Google it.
It's gonna be the new Judas
That's
Priest.
Creed's least favorite word
There's
when
gonna
I
be a
yell at him.
lawsuit.
Google it. Prove me
Oh.
wrong.
Oh, my son killed himself because
The American population as of 2019 is 329,064,917 people.
one
So
billionaire
not even
could
a half a billion.
make, 1 billionaire could make every human being in America at least 1,000 days.
I think there's more people than that.
I mean,
That's
right
2019 census.
now.
there's definitely more
had a
people
baby
in
just
that.
right now.
Yeah, there are.
Man, this baby's being born every minute.
Immigration,
Well, yeah,
Yeah, and how
that's
many?
as of the census.
God damn it.
Climate change.
I'm not gonna start saying it because it's gonna get.
Say it.
Controversy.
This is Podcastrophe. We don't have a safe
That's why you
space.
had-
Say it.
How
trying
many
to be
illegals are
controversial.
flooding into the country right now and are still here with not being counted?
Greenhouse gases.
Shit.
Not
Including-
counting the ones in the being imprisoned in
Well,
boxes and
uh,
cages.
Besides the Indians, everybody.
buddy.
Right.
All right.
Can we just dismiss the fact that the original
Yep.
indigenous people were the Mexicans and the blacks, and we took
Not
over
true. The Mexicans are actually
We pushed
Spanish
them away.
descent,
their.
and they're actually the most invasive peoples to a country because they're the ones that actually pretty much slaughtered and took out all the Central American tribes.
Controversy.
Like they're the whole reason, like the Aztecs, the Mayans, the Incas, and all of them are pretty much gone and extinct
The conquests.
Yeah.
because the Spanish conquistadors.
Fuck you, Cortez.
Well,
Yeah.
oppression is real. America sucks. I mean, this is my place. I love this place.
God bless.
It was actually the Spanish and the French that helped clear out a lot of the Native Americans west of the Mississippi.
Isn't there a song about that?
Fuck them all.
I was really hoping someone would be like, yeah.
And that's where the-
Yes, there is.
That's where the
We're
bulk of a
serious.
lot of the populations were thriving the most after the Great Plague that hit the Americas before the settlers came, before Christopher Columbus and all them got over here, because most of that plague hit the East Coast in the central areas were the heavily wooded and mountainous areas of that, because that's where the population was most dense at the time, and they all pushed west into the more spread out, more desert and less congested areas to flee the plague. So, if you want to get really technical about it, it's the fucking French and the Spanish that did it,
Oh, absolutely.
and we just kind of like
So who
bought
were-
it from them,
we bought it and then we slaughtered.
Then the
it.
question
and then we just
remains,
finished
though.
the job.
Who were the indigenous people? Did thousands and hundreds of thousands of Africans get shipped over here under like in the bottoms of ships, or were they actually the
They got
indigenous
sold
people?
by
Who's to
Africans
tell
too.
me, because their
And
entire history was
Yeah, their history is
wiped.
just wiped out too.
Why was their history wiped out? Is it because maybe they were the original indigenous?
I don't think they were. I think they were brought here.
Yeah, I think they were brought here in the bottom of ships.
But-
Creed, tell us what happened.
According to
Where
what,
do your
though?
people come from?
According
Yeah,
to what? Though?
Africa. South Africa.
There you
bro.
go.
South Africa?
I mean,
thought they were all white down there.
All humanity originates in Africa.
Have you ever heard of the
No.
black indigenous people though in America? Like the original indigenous people? Look it up. Look it up.
Look at
It's
this.
worth a look up, man. They're
I don't know about my history, but I know my bloodline from Arkansas. Shit.
Human life
My mom's from
originates in
Texas.
Africa.
My mom's from
China,
Texas. That's all I
Africa,
know.
Egypt.
Shit.
Nobody really fucking knows, man. Read a book.
From all we know,
That's
read
right.
shit.
You
Y'all,
lose.
you guys could be a third of black.
Read
Shit, you guys
a
don't
book.
know.
There's a book called A Brief History of Everything by Bill something. And basically it sums up everything in history that we are completely aware of as summarizingly as possible. And at the end of every fucking chapter of the book, the dude's like, we don't fucking know what's going on. Here's all the science behind it. Here's everything we know. But in reality, when it comes down to it, we have no fucking clue what's going on. And anybody who pretends like we know what happened thousands of years ago are just basing their shit on some bullshit that some motherfucker made up about some bullshit that some motherfucker made up. And nobody really has a clue about anything that's going on. And we're just here fucking suffering in this abysmal fucking existence of nothingness and solitude from the rest of all other existence that may be in the solar system of the universe, or who knows how many planets are there that can support life, and here we are existing on our own. Nobody wants to interact with us, so we're just going to burn ourselves alive.
Man, that sounds so exciting. No, I'm actually gonna. I should go get that out of my face. I don't want to fucking read that.
I can't
That's
read.
too many words. No, I'm gonna go get one of those DNA things and see my ancestry and whatever.
Me
If there's any African in me, I'm gonna whoa Vicky that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm straight up gonna whoa Vicky it. Tell everybody I'm black and start,
No.
what is that?
No.
Yep.
No.
I mean, you could have Creed authenticate this, make
Yeah.
you full fledged.
You know, what is that? I can't even think of the word.
If it's not on Facebook, it's not
What's the
real.
word?
What's the word?
What's the word?
Christen me or whatever.
Yeah, Chris.
Just knight me into
Oh,
the
yeah.
black hood.
19.
All right, I think I think we're just gonna leave it at that.
We're running out of coherence.
I'll actually I'll put cornrows in my hair too.
$5 says you
All
want.
right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been a fun episode.
Yeah, it's been good.
time.
I love all of you
I'm glad you guys could finally make your podcastrophe debut.
and all of these guys.
Adios.
Boy,
Thank you guys for joining.
Optimus Prime.
Steven,
Huh.
it's good having you here, man.
Hey, thanks, buddy.
You can check Steven out in his band Lucifus.
Check me out, man.
They're not that good, but they're okay to listen to.
I
The vocalist sucks.
Cock.
Clock specifically.
Specifically.
You can check out Austin on Brews with Dudes regularly. Dungeons with Dudes regularly.
Semi-regularly.
Yeah. Are you in Random Band this year?
No, I'm not in Random Band.
Man, Random Band's
I
tough for
am,
me right now.
Hopefully,
Relax.
if it lines
Trying
up
to
right,
smash
meeting with a couple of guys about a
What happens with
actual musical project this
Nice.
Be careful. I know what happens when you break a fucking
weekend.
bottle. Does anybody want to volunteer?
That should be fun.
Anybody want to smash a bottle over my head before we leave,
No.
just so we can get
Yes.
some nostalgia out? Come on.
No.
I've only had a minor concussion in the last 43 days.
He don't
doesn't
even know.
remember.
6 hours, fucking 7, 9
No.
months.
The best part is that when you see the
I'll give it to
scars, you
myself.
don't remember how they
No
happened.
bottle
Right.
busting in the
Is
basement.
no, but if anybody's watching, like, how much money would you pay me right now to smash this bottle over my head? I've only got one concussion. I guess see this size. I'm just kidding. Good night, everybody.
All right, if that is all, that is all. Please make every day a big dick day. Bye, guys.
That's that guy.
All right, thank you guys for watching. It's been fun. See you next week.